So there was a guy who spoke Mandarin, and I was appointed as his ambassador to show him around how the school works and schedules, blah blah blah. And nice guy. And then I forget how my parents ended up finding out about him or like meeting him or something, because I know that I kind of had to like hang out with him for a little bit just to make sure that he understands Canada life, high school life, and like help with the language and everything. So like for some reason my parents like found out that this kid exists and whatever. And then one time for like, and I just didn't think anything of it, for my birthday he got me a full grown hamster as a birthday present. Because he was like, hey, I got something for you for your birthday. And I was like, oh, you shouldn't have. And I was like, okay, well, thank you, maybe I'll pick it up at school when we see each other. And then he was like, oh wait, but I'm already like almost on your way to your house, like do you want to just come and pick it up? And I'm like, can it wait? And then he was like, no, I really think you should come. And I was like, okay. So we met at like the park that's like equal to whatever, halfway through. And then he was like, here's your present. And it was just a live full, it was like 1 year old, a live full grown hamster. And I had no warning whatsoever. And my parents kind of liked this guy because I think they were like, you know, Mandarin kid, he looked like a good guy. So I think my parents were like, I was 13 though, so nothing ever like came of it. But I think they were like planning from what they were saying. They were like, oh, so where's this guy? And like, are you still helping out with him? And like, they've never really shown interest in another guy friend that I've had. I was always strictly only talk to girls and have girls. So I was getting the inkling that they might be trying something. And then so they were like, yeah, no, you should go. They were egging me on. They were like, you should go see what the gift is. That's nice of him. And I'm like, okay, I go. And then I come back and they're like, so what was it, right? Like, how do you know it's your birthday? What do you get? And I was like, a hamster? It was in my hand. I was like, in a bag or something, like a little thing, like a box, and a hamster. And then they were like, huh? And then my mom had to go to a Walmart last minute and buy a whole cage and food. He didn't give me nothing, just a hamster. And I was like, thanks, bro. And then after that, I think my mom just, that kid just completely squashed any like inkling of my parents wanting me set up with anybody ever. Because it was just like, that kid looked nice, but it just gave me a hamster.
That is insane.
And then I was just like scratching my head, going like, sure, but don't give me like an animal like without any like warning, right?
Wow, responsibility.
Yeah. Like, it's like I was still friends with him, but that did like not weird me out, but I was just like, whoa, like what's happening here? So my parents just like they had that inkling and got squashed real quick by that one guy.
My parents never liked any
I never
guy
got set up after that ever, or
yeah,
at all.
My parents never set me up with anyone. And when I was younger, I never liked anybody. Not even one person. Like even like you can meet the nicest, genuinest guy ever. They'd be like, no, no, too young. And now they are desperate.
Yeah.
See, now they are
nobody was good enough for you. Now everybody is good enough.
Yeah. Now I am not good enough for anybody. But it's too late. You know, the train has sailed, and now just give up. But they're like, no. If I say I'm ugly, they take it personally. See, so I cannot say that. So now I'm like, yeah. What the do I say? Yeah, just already too late. You know, the way they say it's like you're not getting any younger, and I'm like, yeah, but like, well. Me, you know, it's I don't know, what do I do? So sometimes they will settle for anything at this point. I'm pretty sure they would be okay if I dated a girl. It's to that point. Like at first they were like, I prefer if you date a guy. Yeah. And now they're like, you know Numi. You know my mom knows Numi.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like,
does she like her?
She watched every single clip of me. So then
those
she
are
watches,
some long clips.
Yeah.
That's a saga, bro. Lord of the Rings ain't longer than that. Oh my god, those clips are like 6 hours each.
She was like, at first she was like, why Numi has a womb tattoo? And then now she's like, why are you so mean to Numi? I was like, why are you so mean to Numi? Why are you so like cold to Numi? I'm like, I'm not cold. And she was like, you know, you need to like learn how to talk to a woman. I was like, what the f***? You don't know how to talk to a woman.
You're
what
not
are you
dating
about?
You're not courting her correctly, daughter.
Yeah, she was like, you need to know how to talk to a woman.
Her.
Like, what the hell does that mean, dude? I was like, chill. She's like a friend. Like, you know, it's nothing like insane. We just started talking, and she's like, yes, but this is not how you talk to a woman.
Does your mom ever talk to you about her like past dating life and how she's like so cool and like, or like did she have a cool experience with dating and Because my mom was unhinged, bro.
How
My mom
unhinged?
was crazy. Like, in my opinion, crazy. So my mom, she was like, I used to be super popular with the men, like the young men back in the day in university days. So apparently this is how my mom, she didn't tell me that I was going to explode if I had sex. She told me that sex is like, it's beautiful if you meet the right person, but definitely ideally try to wait until marriage and like with safety, security, everything. I understood all of that. And then she was like, but this is how I used to. So she would make sure to be like, I never like put out. I want to make sure the men knew that where my boundary was. But this is how you should date, daughter, okay? And this is what he told me. She told me, you find a nice guy, you go on a date, because see the proposition, see how his family is, see how he is, does he have ambition, and then you put him on hold. You put him on red. Leave him on hold, and then you go around and look for, like, if another guy that comes approaches you and thinks that you're nice and want to go on a date, you go on the date. And I was like, wait, but mom, you already went on the date with the first guy. Like, shouldn't you like maybe let the first guy know? And then she's like, no, it was just a casual date. I didn't him. Like, we should, I have the right to go with another guy. And I was like, so you told the other guy you never see him? Like, no, I keep seeing both simultaneously. And then I was like, okay. And then she was like, and you keep doing that as many as you can to min-max seeing as many good propositions as possible. And then you settle for the perfect one, because you need to compare. What if you look at one and you think it's perfect, but it's not, because you didn't meet the actual perfect one? So you need to always be flip-flopping and looking for the right card in this deck of men. And then I'm just like, wait, so you want me to just date as many as possible at the same time? And she's like, yes, yeah. And obviously, if they're no good, don't leave them hanging on, right? Like, make sure you cut that off if you think they're no good, if they don't deserve you. But always try to be efficient and don't waste time, because youth is a fleeting thing. If you waste time on one guy for 1 year, you're gonna go from 18 to 19, and then what? You're never gonna get 18 back. So you always make sure you're always looking. While you're dating one guy, eyes glancing. Eyes glancing. I was like, mother, what the are you teaching me right now?
And
then she was like,
to the bathroom.
And then she was like, how do you think I found it? Like, apparently my dad was cream of the crop, basically. Because my dad was the one where she was like, you know what? I'm done scanning. I'm done looking. And I was like, Dad slay. Dad slay. Dude, she was lethal, bro. I was like, what are you teaching me, mother? Like, this is cheating. And she was like, well, I mean, I never committed. I never said that I was going to be his girlfriend. And it's not like I was physically putting out. So it doesn't matter. And I was like, okay, right. This makes a lot of sense. She was dating or organizing a WoW raid. My mom was crazy. But to her credit, apparently she did get wooed by a lot of men. So she had that option of like kind of just going through the pack of cards and going like next. Okay, I'll keep that one on the side. Yeah, this could be a good supporter card. And next, another one. You know, like I guess she had that luxury, but I'm just like, girl, I don't know if I'm gonna have that same luxury. Number one, and number two, it feels kind of bad, right? My mom was like, no. This is how you date. And my dad literally, they're just sitting there like listening, and he's just like, My mom legit had like 20 boyfriends, I suppose you can call it that, like 20 potential prospects. My dad, I think, only dated one girl prior to dating my mom, and it was like an earnest dating. Things didn't work out, broke up with her, and then he came to Beijing, met my mom, like they got introduced, kind of a thing. Yeah, I don't know what my dad did, but I remember what my dad did. So my mom always talks about it so fondly. It's like the smallest thing, but she always talks about it so fondly. So apparently one day they went on a date or something, and then, you know, back in the day, there's no cars, you can't afford cars, everyone's on bike. And then like her bike broke or something like that. Or no, my grandpa's bike, my mom's dad's, my maternal grandfather's bike broke. And then my dad is really good with his hands, and he's also very clever. So my dad offered to go to my mom's house to be like, oh, I can help. My mom was like, really? Like, he's never like showcased that set of skills to her before, so she didn't know that he had it. She was like, okay, I guess so. And then apparently my grandpa tried to fix the bike before himself, also went to like maybe like a neighbor to kind of fix it. Nothing worked, and my grandpa was like, oh, it's okay, I'll just maybe save it for a new bike or whatever. My mom brought my dad in like 10 minutes or something. My dad was like on his hands and knees, just like she told me, shoulders rolled up, sleeves rolled up, hoisted his like pants up, bent down, and started cranking that winch, right? This is how my mom retells the story. And then in 10 minutes, your father fixed the bike good as new. It ran better than before. And not only did he impress me, which is important, but most importantly, he impressed your grandfather. Your grandfather was like, that's a keeper. My mom saw my dad working that bicycle with grease on his hands and a winch in the other. And she was like, yeah, I'm done looking. I'm not looking for no other man. That's the one. And my dad was such a nerd. I saw pictures of like his old pictures. And back in the day, there weren't many like styles for glasses and stuff. It would be like those big square glasses that were like this thick because technology was also behind for making glasses thinner. So it would be like literally like 2 squares the size of this on his face, and his suit was really ill-fitted to his really lanky body. So it'll be like a big floating paper box of a suit, and my dad just like standing in the middle like smiling in the picture, and my mom is in a beautiful dress, hair nice and permed and everything, and my dad's just like happy to exist and be there and like have a beautiful woman, I guess. But my mom was just like, every time I ask her like how she said, oh, my dad, she always retells it the same way. She's like, you impressed my grandfather, and then like my father, and he fixed it in 10 minutes. He was so clever and good with his hands, and I never looked back.
Damn. Mom is the exact opposite. Like,
Really?
do you want to know? So my mom only dated twice. The second one is my dad. The first one, her first ever boyfriend, she dated him for like almost 6 years.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So they were together for 6 years. On the 6th year, she caught him cheating on her. Yep. And this is something that like basically he cheated on her because like they started like working, right? And they were like about to get married, planning everything.
Oh, no.
And then got cheated. And the way my mom said it's like, listen, okay, I found out, I was very sad, very heartbroken, but listen, no one should take too much time of your day. So 3 days, that's it. And now I have a 3-day rule. Like,
your mom is so strong.
She's
She's
like,
mentally like a
girl,
rock, bro. She's like,
if
oh,
you
I just sat
ask,
for 3
like,
days.
if you ask anyone around
That
me,
hoe was
that
out of my
was
lap
work.
on day 4.
That's the thing. Like, I have the same mentality now. Like, if I'm really upset, I would give myself a 3-day leeway where I'm like crying, I'm a mess. Like, I can just like
That's
be
healthy,
a broken
I
person.
think.
But on the 4th day, I gotta pick my up. Like, I can't be sad forever.
Yeah.
So my mom's like, 3 days. 3 days, I cried. I called in sick for work. I didn't do anything. I was there. I was like down. But on the 4th day, enough is enough. You know, I picked myself up. And then a week, like on the 7th day, basically the guy came back and was like, please take me back. And she was like, no, I already moved on. I already moved on the 5th day. And I was like, what happened if he came back on the 3rd day? I was like, what? And she's like, oh yeah, I might have taken him back on the 3rd day. I was vulnerable. But on the 4th day above, gone.
Damn.
And then imagine, chat, 6
In
years
and out
of
just like
relationship.
that.
Yeah, 6 years gone in
Just, like,
3
fucking
days.
notes, bro.
Like,
No man is worth more than 3 days of
yup.
my time.
That's why,
That's
like,
so
now
crazy.
I also have the
I
same
love it.
mentality. Well, I'm like, chat, if I'm sad, give me like 1 to 3 days max. Like,
Yeah.
above 3 days, I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I can't pick my up in 3 days, I'm back to therapy. But like 3 days max. Now I have
Yeah.
the 3-day rule. And then she met my dad because at that time they were working in the same like job, but it's a big like area, right? They're just like little tiny employees. And my dad wanted to like go back to his like home village, and my mom was like part of the like management team, so my dad had to be like schedule the breaks, and his usual person was not there that day, and my mom picked up, and my dad was like, hello. And then literally my dad is such like a simp. Like literally my dad is the simp, okay?
Oh, I love that.
The way my mom said it is like, this freak. But my dad was like, basically he called and he's like, oh yeah, I'm taking a break. And my mom's like, okay. And she's like, oh, you're taking a break to like go back? He's like, yeah, only for like a couple of days. And she's like, okay, be safe. That's it. All she needed to say was be safe. And my
That
dad
hooked him? That got him.
hooked. And at that time,
It's like
chat,
that Cupid arrow, like,
yeah,
be
like,
safe.
that just her saying be safe got my dad so bad, because like at that time they worked in a
Your
factory,
dad's so cute.
right?
Yeah,
And
I
back then,
can't.
like the landlines are like it can connect like 2 buildings together.
Right.
So my dad left his building, ran all the way, and like he went to each and every one of the buildings because he didn't know which management.
Oh my god, your
like,
dad is so cute.
Because
Okay.
every building has its own management. He
Uh-huh.
went up his own building, went to the other building,
Yeah.
looked up, like he kept going to every single one,
Yeah.
and was like he didn't ask her name.
Yeah.
So he was like, can I talk to like the management please? And then they're like, excuse me. And then obviously there's like 3 people in each
Yeah.
management, and they're like, hi, right? And he would talk to every single one until he heard the exact same voice.
Oh my god.
And it happened to be my mom. And ever since then, he was like, "Whoa," you know what I mean? He was like, "Oh my god," and she's so beautiful.
Madly in love.
Yeah,
Oh my
and
god.
the thing is, at that time, right, like they were both broke as hell. So my
Yeah.
mom was like super, super skinny. Like
Yeah.
I saw pictures of her. She was like my height, but she would weigh like 35 kilograms. Like she is 157 centimeters, like weighing 35 kilograms. Like she is skinny, you know what I mean? Like dying, right? And my mom, like my dad saw her and was like, she is so beautiful and she is dying. And then ever since then, he would like try to feed her.
Yeah.
And she eventually started gaining weight because he kept feeding her. And my dad would go out of his way because he, at the time, he basically got to borrow like the company motorcycle. So my dad would take extra shifts. So then he would like go home late with her and be like, "Oh, I just so happened to live nearby." Like, you know, it's like come on like my bike and. But my dad lived in the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So like he would go like drop her off, drive all the way back home, and then he would always like come home like 2 or 3 hours late and have to come in like an hour earlier to pick up my mom first.
Oh my god.
And he kept up this lie for years where he's like, I just happen to live in the same way. And he would like pick her up, drop her off, feed her like multiple times.
Yeah.
And then she started gaining weight. And my dad started saying like, you know what they say? When you are in love with someone, you gain weight. Does that mean you love me?
Your mom got gaslit.
She got gaslit. Like my dad's like, they say that if you love someone, you gain weight around them, and you've been gaining weight, and like that. I think we're meant to be. And my mom was like, oh my god, wait a minute, you're right.
Your mom bought that.
She did, and then they started getting together. No lie, it is the most like my mom's like, yeah, and I believe him too.
Yeah.
That's why when I tell my mom's like, oh, I have a crush on someone, she's like, no, you don't, because I never gain weight.